Hello everyone and welcome to Disneyland Hong Kong. I've wanted to share this story with you, my Disney story with you. It's quite unique. I wanted to share it with you for a long time and I finally found the time to come out here. This is not the first time I'm here. I was here in 2011, a couple of years before Once Upon a Saga started. Today, unfortunately, Disneyland is closed temporarily. I think they closed on the 26th of January 2020. And hopefully they will soon be able to open up again and we can put this crazy situation behind us that we're all living through right now. But this story will hopefully be able to put a smile on your face and once again prove what kind of crazy I am. So let's go back to 2007, because in 2007 I was working in Fort Lauderdale in Florida, USA. And I grew up in a world with Disney, with Donald Duck and with Mickey Mouse and the cartoons, and I always wanted to go to Disneyland. I remember a bunch of movies I've seen where someone successful is being interviewed and everyone's cheering and the interviewer says, "So what are you going to do now?" And they always said, "I'm going to Disneyland." So I figured, okay, I'm going to Disneyland sometime. And when I was working in Fort Lauderdale, I was only a 3-hour drive from Disney World in Orlando. And I wanted to go there. And I had a weekend coming up, so I planned, and there was no one who wanted to go with me, so I went on my own. And I drove the 3 hours up to Orlando, parked the car, and I checked into Disneyland Hotel in Orlando at Disney World. And then Saturday morning, got up early, went into the park. I had a map. So the thing about Disney World is that it's 4 parks. Disneyland here is 1 park, but Disney World is 4 parks. So I had the maps, I was looking at it, and it's huge, it's gigantic, and there were so many rides and so many activities. And being alone and being me, I looked at the map and decided, I think I can do all of them. So I planned it out, I mapped it out, and I was running between all the activities and I was having a ball. I was having the time of my life, and I wanted to shake hands with Mickey, but the line was too long. So instead I went over and I got a photo together with Goofy, and I achieved a lot of the rides during Saturday. So the thing when you live at a Disney hotel, at least back in 2007, was that they would open the park a little bit earlier for you and they would close it a little bit later. So I got the full amount out of my stay. And then Sunday, I was up really early and I was going through the park and I was doing all the rides and I was just having a ball, absolutely on my own, going crazy. And towards the end of that Sunday, I could see I wasn't going to achieve all the rides. So I called my boss in Fort Lauderdale, who was a really friendly guy named Rasmus. And he said, "No problem, you can have an extra day." And I got up early Monday morning and I completed all the rides in Disney World. So fast forward to 2011, and I was working in Bangladesh and I had a lot of great co-workers and we had a few days off, and I was looking, where could I go, which countries nearby, which regions could I go to, and I decided I was going to go to Hong Kong because Hong Kong had Disneyland, and then I wanted to copy and do all the rides in Disneyland Hong Kong. And I couldn't find anyone who wanted to go with me because it was just a few days and we'd be spending almost more time in the airports than in Hong Kong. But I flew to Hong Kong. This was before Once Upon a Saga, a couple of years before. And I got to Disneyland, where I am again now today. And I walked through this gate and I did all the rides in this park as it was in 2011. So back in 2007, I did every activity in Disney World. And in 2011, I did every activity at Disneyland Hong Kong. And that is my crazy and very unique Disney story. I'm just now observing that there are a few ladies walking around in the background over here, and they are disinfecting the park. It's quite a tragedy that a big place like Disneyland is shut, and you can imagine all the employees, and there are people that are working frontline and everyone who's behind. And there's also the ecosystem, everyone who delivers food, and there's electricity and water, and you know, it's a big deal to close down a place like this. And a lot of people around the world are suffering and having a hard time, and there's hardly anyone who's not being touched by COVID-19. So I hope you're doing good out there, and I hope that this crazy story put a smile on your face and maybe a little bit of light in your heart, because that is really the magic of Disney.